So more denominator challenges. Once again, if you're adding and subtracting fractions, you can't do it when the denominators do not match. So when you're confronted with a set of fractions like this, the first thing you have to do is find a common denominator. That would be a number that 4 and 5 and 10 all go into. In other words, if you're counting by 4s, counting by 5s, and counting by 10s, what's the first number you would hit that appears on all three of those lists? The answer in this case is 20. You can't use 10 because 4 doesn't go into it, so 20 is the next one. And so if I want to make all these into 20ths, here I need a times 5. 5 times 4 would make 20, and 10 times 2 would make 20. Now, you can't just do that. If you're multiplying the denominator of a fraction by something, you must also multiply the numerator by the same amount. So every one of these gets multiplied. Here it's 5 and 5, middle one 4 and 4, last one 2 and 2. So when we multiply this out, we get 5 times 3x is 15x over 20. Then we get 4 times x over 20. And then we get minus 2 times 7x is minus 14x all over 20. Now that these are all 20ths, we can combine them into a single fraction. 15 plus 4 is 19, minus 14 is 5x over 20. Now you wouldn't want to give your answer like that. Do you see why not? Now that we have our 5 over 20, this is reducible. Both of those numbers can be divided by 5, or reduced by 5, we sometimes say, and that gives you x by 4. Next one, we need a common denominator, and in this case it would be 6, the smallest number that 3 and 6 both go into. The fact that it's 6 means this second fraction is fine. We don't have to do anything to it, but we have to double this denominator, and we have to double this numerator. So now we have 2 times 3a is 6a. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. That's over 6. And then we have 4a plus 5, also over 6. And now we can add these together. 6a plus 4a is 10a. Minus 2 plus 5 is plus 3. And it's all over 6. That can't be reduced, so that would be the end. Last one. Common denominator would be 24. That's the smallest number that 8 and 3 both go into. So our denominator needs a 3. Our numerator needs a 3. And for the second fraction, they both need 8s. So what do we have now? 3 times 8y is 24y. 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. 8 times 3 is 24. Now, careful here. This minus applies to both of these pieces, so we have to distribute the negative through here. We get negative 8 times 2y is negative 16y. Negative 8 times 1 makes negative 8, and that's all over 24. So our finished version is going to be 24y minus 16y is 8y. Negative 9 minus 8 is negative 17, all over 24. Done. Done because this won't reduce any further. There's no number that will divide into 24 and 8 and 17 evenly. You should look for one, but in this case, just like in part B, you will not find one.